This is Derek Staley with ESFIworld.com, and I'm here with Russell Pfister from the NASL. So first of all, thank you for taking time to sit down with us.
You're welcome.
So for those who don't know who you are, can you explain who you are and what exactly your role is with the NASL?
I'm Russell Pfister. I'm the CEO of NASL. Built the whole thing from the ground up. We're a growing organization and adding more titles and things for esports.
So just jumping right into Season 2 here, the production certainly improved significantly from Season 1 to Season 2, but you still received a good bit of criticism for the format and the long delays between the games from the time they were played and broadcast. Do you have any plans to address those issues next season, or do you even see that as an issue?
As far as the delay that we did was, this season was incredibly packed. I think we had 4 live events, or major live events we had to deal with Season 1. There was like 17 in Season 2. For player schedules, there was no other way to do it to get the games played. In a live format, in a season, as many games as we play, with all these other events going on, it's hard not to. We're looking into do a lot more live. Just absolutely live. But there's other problems too, because multiple times, and there's no time zone that works for every place in the world. So if we do live for let's say like West Coast in the U.S., it's actually pretty decent for Korea too, but it's very bad for Europe now. So it's finding the right spot. And in a busy tournament season, you're going to lose a lot of players. And do we just let a walkover happen because they're going to attend other events? This allows us to work around schedules.
So we're in day 3 of the finals now. How has the event gone from your perspective so far?
I'm loving the event. I think the players seem to like the red carpet, and the crowd is getting on board with running over there and when it's time and knowing when to cheer on their favorite player. But I'm loving the atmosphere here, and it feels great.
So we're in the finals. From the stream viewers, one of the main complaints that I'm sure you've seen on Reddit is that the 480p is behind a paywall and 360 is the free stream. First of all, can you talk a little bit about how you came to the decision to make it 360 instead of 480?
360 was always where we figured the bar was. It's higher resolution than MLG or GSL has for their stream. I think it looks really good in the 360. In 480, it looks really good too, and it's a value to subscribers too, where some people can't stream 1080. You can't receive it at their house. They can pay for it, and their internet won't allow them to watch it. So it's something we're definitely going to take a look at the paywall next season and see what we can do. Maybe put some pods out there with other quality. It's a technology thing too to push it out there, but we're definitely looking at changing it. But Season 1, 480 was, I think, it started off being free for the beginning, but it wasn't. It was 360 from the beginning. We started off upgrading it, opposed to being a downgrade.
So how do you really filter out the noise? Because there's a lot of feedback, obviously, about the NASL, positive, negative. A lot of people who haven't even watched Season 2 who will still say things about Season 2. But how do you really filter out that noise and get the constructive criticism that can help you improve the league?
I guess I have the stomach to read everything. But yeah, it's and a lot of it too. People don't know all the backstory or what's going on. But sometimes there's just problem with the decisions that. There's not a limited amount of time or money to do these things, so you make a choice that's the best with the things that are available. So I think, you just have to. Apparently, I know it's the in thing to throw something up and yell about it on Reddit, but what are you gonna do?
So let's talk a little about the finals. You guys have had a pretty interesting and unique setup here with the boxing style ring with the 4 screens and the player introductions, things like that. Can you talk a little bit about how that was developed and whose idea that was and how it all came together?
After one of our premises, we want to be focusing on the players, because that's who the people are rooting for, not rooting for Zerg or Terran. They're rooting for these players. So we've done a lot of interviews. We want to do a lot of focus on them. So Season 1, we have the MC and the casters, where we had the casters and someone calling the players out, and with the music and everything. And they liked that it worked out well, but it was just a shame that you had this hoopla and they had to walk from one side to the side of the stage. It just didn't seem right. So we thought more like, well, too bad it can be like a boxer having to walk from the locker room all the way through the crowd to the ring. And then we said, the ring, wait a minute, we can do this in the round, and put up 4 screens. So that's kind of where it was conceptualized, and then we kind of went from there with those ideas.
This is really the first time somebody's done this for a major StarCraft 2 tournament. What do you think went right about it, and where do you think you have areas to improve with the general setup of it?
I think the red carpet, I think we could do more with. I think to make it a little more, the transitions are interesting in here too, especially with the crowd, where we even broke off the caster desk. Other places have it behind, so you can put it on the stage, but we put it off the stage to have. But you have people wanting to sit either for the casters, and they were running over to the red carpet, and then maybe right in front of the players. So I think we can kind of look at some of that, kind of figure the flow a little better in there. And I think, as far as things we want to add, we have a few more things that we wanted to get built that I think we'll have for next time to kind of add some flavor to it as far as the technology goes. And this is all our second event for us, and we're a small crew, and we're just getting better at it.
So one of the things I think that's obviously has been brought up is that the crowd has been significantly smaller than I'm sure you guys expected this weekend. What do you think went wrong compared to Season 1, where you guys had a pretty substantial crowd here in the finals?
Well, if you compare it to Season 1, the crowd is comparable. I just have 4,000 seats out there. We had 1,100 seats in Season 1. So crowd size-wise, we'll see how today ends off with, but I think actually the crowds are comparable, just in a much bigger seat. I expected a lot more. I don't know if it was finals of the weekend that people decided not to, or fatigued from traveling to other events. But we were hoping to fill up more. But I think it is more people than Season 1.
Do you have anything planned, kind of looking forward as far as trying to draw more people to actually come to the event as opposed to watching on the stream?
I think it's people seeing what they saw here. I think that should hopefully, if people really like this, then I think we'll get more people. If not, we'll, that's the way it goes.
Yeah, in regards to that, you had Live on 3 obviously last night, and you had the Day 9 Daily here today. What led to the decision to have those shows as part of the experience, and do you feel that's going to become an important part of any tournament to have that, those shows as an experience?
It was. We wanted to have more content for the stream, even downtime things that we could do to make sure that, on a day like for us, we had some of the finals, but there was less stuff going on, or obviously Friday with a round of 16, we had a ton of games to get through, so no time for extra things. But I think it's all this big community, and I think it's added synergy to everybody for this sort of stuff. And I enjoy them both. I thought they were both great so far, and I just think it makes perfect sense.
All right, so let's talk a little about Season 3. Do you have a set date for when you're trying to get Season 3 underway?
Yes.
Can you tell us?
Am I announcing it with you? No.
All right. Moving on then.
I can let you know.
So this season you only had Andre on as a full-time caster when Jeff left. Can we expect another permanent caster to be next season, and when can we expect to hear about that?
Soon. Yes, and soon, I guess, would be the two answers.
Okay. And are you planning to still have guest casters come on, or will you mostly have those two exclusively?
I would like to get many guests. A lot of even bringing people. I think we brought Idra in Season 1, and do this more often and get more players in too.
So both of your finals have been at this venue in Ontario. Do you plan on keeping the finals in the same location, and can we expect a similar setup as far as the screens and things next year?
As for the setup, answering them backwards, the setup, I would say something like that. We probably will work off this, and some of the venues we're looking at might be a little different configuration-wise, but not necessarily Ontario. I mean, we may come back here, but we're even looking at Orange County and some other places. Just kind of, slowly move out.
As you keep adding games, obviously you added Tribes next year as another promotional title with Heroes of New Earth, and obviously StarCraft is the main event. Are you going to have to sort of think about reconfiguring the venue, the way you have it set up, just because you're going to have so much more content to produce? I'm
not worried about the venue. It's the studio. So, yeah, we've got day in and day out basis that we have to do, and with multiple streams, we'll have to do that too. For sure, as we get there.
All right, so thank you once again for taking time to sit down with us. I'll let you use this time. Any last words to the community and those watching at home?
No, thanks. Thanks for the community for supporting us and continue watching. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.